that our national politics sometimes ubisa ho say o man na ye wom no ye nipa ye serious and na say ye there sa comic we na sabi ye very much interested we mpiankwa na we mpiankwa ha we twe ko akwasa wo frudua wo froadu when we atwe abofom na we abefro na we atwe we abofom that kind of way. That is what is playing out. And it's unfortunate baby a government assistant Alaska ma we free the wailings in town before elections.
Very well.
The veil of hopelessness. Enyuma na ni ho ne nema na nkoye, and the fact is the average and the ordinary Ghanaian never had hopes as Ghana and nema be ye. It is at the back of that and at this change of government by a month for hope he said the government will set itself up and then things will flow, and Ghana for so betenasi abehwe aban na moto abama no e de be no war to offer differently from what has been happening in the past. That era na ye wo ye hwe de be koso ye be da sorry all the gains now koso the investigations, everything, topical issues are of great concern. For instance, ECG container over millions of dollars ye kan ho asema ye hu dia befa obi na kwakoton adubo ahin, and several other investigations are koso and na in the media. Yeah, that's sorry. All of a sudden, everything regarding this thing is without a trace. Everything is gone, and we are confronted with doses of allegations. Allegations, there is no way to verify. Nobody is giving you any concrete information or evidence to justify those things, and you have all the media, both print, TV, whatever, fixating on this particular way, without even going to the extent of on their own doing verification be to add value to in some years spending within the political space as to whether these issues are serious or not. Can let's just say we are all jokers. We don't even know what we are about as a country.
Oh really?
Oh, Alaska. Na media who serious person be nanka when you tell home. I'm telling you because Alaska, Saka Ghana media are very serious. And some branch no kano. There are certain basic legitimate questions that every sensible person will have to say. Yes, he's okay to say, I've seen suspicious plane moving in and out. You can seek further and better particulars. Minister, you are the people in charge. I said, government, Argentina plane air Koba, give us explanation. Then government will have to provide you those evidence. And again, on the other breath, and within the period of 3 months, Alaska, there has been a high-profile bust of cocaine in this country on 3 different occasions. Apart from that, Yahoo, a syndicator, a ring, a criminal ringer, Alaska, what they do is almost print America for $1 now, only America, and what the power to print that money, Obiche. Accra has say and they printed dollars. If you cry the chicha onion chicha contain we are talking about millions of dollars. And some other criminal activities are air coso. The national security within a period of 3 months have been able to uncover these criminal activities are air coso and years. And yet air coso a cost watch will be they be able to bust these things. Now Alaska. The whole gains are turning up to be. Then we are connecting plane now. Yes, suspicious. To say a plane is suspicious, you don't even know what they are doing. So plane now we know what they are doing. How then do you conclude what is cocaine? Plane who say suspicious. Koba among an airport who name do more yet. Now plane now who name do more yet. How do you conclude? Now we have press conference. Conclude this plane no among this cocaine. Now Alaska. If you have been following drug activities around the world, no sensible person and a swap cocaine at the Kofa airport.
That's right.
Oko Mexico as well. Do you know what they do? Cocaine almost swap good plane no. Ne boy ya dimbe times 5 10 plane no. So what they do is say, almost to cross into American airspace. Na almost drop cocaine no into farmland or more mole or more home then they will dish the plane plane you need landing clearance and we need money in everyone or my ditch plane and that is what they were doing. Nobody unless those minor syndicate now you might want to transit through airport but we be our energy over your cocaine business, high profile cocaine business and your airport there yes because we are government, you may not have control over everybody working there.
Exactly.
Now, Alaska, another critical question. So what follow drug business and how they operate? It's a very complex enterprise. You need a lot of logistic connection planning and so forth. And Abanya will take it over 3 months. And they are setting all the network in place to be able to ship cocaine from Spain to Ghana. In and out. So you see, there are a lot of intellectual gaps in some of these things. Again, play now, your friend saying, play now air cobano. How do you connect it to cocaine or mochin or kruma? Because play now all come was no. The first one, according to his press conference, he came to this country on the 12th.
Okay.
Of March. The first we bust no more $350 million straight value cocaine was arrested on the 3rd of March.
Okay.
So if you want to do that connection, how do you connect it?
It doesn't tally.
So you see, and America said these are questions and the media should have asked these critical questions because you are the one alleging say cocaine are connected to planes na air ban as a phone. You need to provide evidence because you are not just saying anything. We are talking about a criminal engagement. I know that if you are able to provide evidence, we have to go after these persons. And then he went to the extent of mentioning names. Also, NDC former MP in the central region. And a cocaine there. Now, so what this evidence? Why don't you go to the security agencies? And again, the president of the republic, I can say, oh, okay, I'm also interested. And collaborate with the security and provide me evidence now or not. Right. Then the guy turns into the media. And I make us why media Van Damme. And media day. From radio station to radio station. And some now can see and what these are people who are representing people in parliament. And some now can the intellectual gaps are so glaring to the stand there. The people who are bisa no question, they are not asking relevant and sensible questions. He thinks that he's on top of the mountain. And again, the president said, go and meet the security agencies, provide evidence. Now we say won't because some now wo catch your friend is saying a representative committee. For me, I think that this whole thing is Nipa me blame the national security. Yes. I think that the national security requires serious reforms.
Really?
In terms of personnel, we need to revamp. Just there are a lot of brains working in that place. I'm not sure that they are fit for purpose. Oh yes, Alaska. This is supposed to be an intelligent organization. Alaska. President Dekar said he should collaborate. The following day, that guy should have been secured.
Okay.
You liberate the guy to go on media tour. And you will be changing some and I gave Farmer Mokofan, I see a court procure the warrant. Procuring warrants and then baby, and I wonder what to see about Chunk.
Okay.
What one covered to
So there are a lot of loopholes.
And the question is that China watching a crown warrant banner here. Because this is a guy and some now can hear criminal things. You need him to collaborate. It's not an arrest. Come and collaborate with us to investigate. What do you need arrest warrant for? And those who argue say MP cannot be arrested, that is nonsense. There is no law in this country that says a certain member of parliament cannot be arrested. That is not true. Oko Article 117 aseme ohone say parliamentarian when parliament is in session or yen juma, he cannot be arrested.
Okay.
And or yen juma is classified to include on kwan so ko ana opona or kofia. Na MP in the unit if you know chese kan twanitia. You see MP. Oh, madam, you cannot have. There is no constitution that says so. You understand? So, say, and some now can only proof. Now, a disinformation and misinformation are all spread there. Or mine will every right to arrest, bring him on board without any warrant. So, Yankwa now, so ya kwaje warrant about now. What Jimmy, what no fear, we kwaje warrant about your
it's a armed robber, air robber, who's kwaje warrant.
And warrant was on TV. People were talking about it on TV. Now, what time about the other people say, yeah. So, I think that there are a lot of reform that we need to do with some of these security.
So, is it in the case, even within the security agencies, there are most?
Oh. No, ukwaji we na wa announce no no overtram ya ba becho. So Alaska me major focus in this you see this cheap politics of yemfanto no nyansa bia nim yete hai obi no support cocaine business.
That's right.
Wo evidence e kire say aban mu nipa and now even president ekra na wo evidence or yeah fabra we will go after the person because bien who bro mrazo and a Ghana ni bien who are not dealing with that how about chance or being your cocaine business. But Alaska, if you don't have fact, just shut up. Because these are media now when I'm so mono, they have no solution to the problems now. It is government that I know the security agencies, you know, and the bit to me are acting on some now and the evidence now no, just give it to them, collaborate with them, and then now better not how your press conference, and no better not your press conference, and some now all cano or yet damage the reputation of this country. Alaska, and then this MPP BMO, and some now can are very critical, and our agencies in planes all kinds of have owners.
That's right.
And even the medical Wenokra has provided say they are ready to collaborate with whoever just to ensure say on beye obeje your friend is saying information be aban here biano or the bemano. For me, abanya waba within 3 months. Now no 90 days.
That's right.
Alaska. Now what me a high profile cocaine bust on 3 different occasions. Actually a counterfeit ring who have been operating for me that is credit. We need to credit the national security and say, hey, you really done well for doing this or doing that. But all of a sudden, nobody in the media is crediting government.
That's right.
For being able to bust this drug anchor. Alaska, are you telling me, say, in the last 8 years in the cocaine business in Kosovo Kroma,
right.
considering this, because if somebody has been able to arrest 3 big way within 3 months,
so in the
past, you know, and again, if and some now Kocaine is anything to go by, they are seeking to suggest to say, you are buying a cocaine business, and are buying a cocaine business, and not 3 months, and watching a home presence.
Yeah, that is it.
You see, and we Alaska,
all right.
We are media, no be better now when him say or the not some about won't mean pamno, but some now all cano you use in some now cano the bizarre whole question. Me, sir, but one friend is saying. One friend saying, Ntim Fordjour.
That's right.
He cannot sit in front of me for just 5 minutes.
Oh no, I'm going to be
because question maybe say no, he can never find those answers. But what besides I didn't think you're making it possible for him to be thriving on the media, selling this kind of way, and he's getting away. And today he thinks he's a hero. And never I say President Kufuor Afenyo and never Umiati in fear, and he's on TV making this nonsense of allegations.
A mighty minority.
Alaska.
Unfounded allegations.
Yes, so I think for me, I think we see government must up its game.
Okay.
Because you see, this time now, Alaska, this is a political party, will lose power, will lose goodwill. It doesn't have credibility. The MPP is clutching at straws, and all that they will do to revive, so they need to do what we call the force equivalence.
Exactly.
The best thing I can do is also so that equalization will come, and that is what they are seeking to do now. So we are government, you don't give them that room.
Okay.
No.
You don't give them that room. That is what I'm saying, sir. You don't show weakness as government, because the very moment you begin showing traces and signs of weakness,
you are doomed.
You are doomed.
And
these people will capitalize on your weakness, and exactly that is what is going on. Abra President said the guys should collaborate, The following day, no shekulam na yebisa na question. Do you think government na radio so I hear all ye? Oh, what I said. But if you allow him, he would definitely go around and spread this falsehood. This freedom of speech, I do respect it a lot. But Alaska, where somebody is spreading falsehood with malicious intent, the thing is there to dent the credibility of the country, because we are not in charge. Because they are telling you, sir, once we are not there, we will make the country ungovernable for you.
That's right.
And that has always been the modus operandi. That is what they did to Kwame Nkrumah. When Kwame Nkrumah was in power, doing his best to build this country, these people were conniving with Abrofono just to destroy his government.
That's
right. And we saw it. And today, once again, they are here. And the nonsense aspect of this whole thing is that this Afenyo Markin and Co will sit down and tell them, we are Ghana, we are patriotic. You are mad. What patriotic? Alaska, Omu Kroma say. And now Akufo-Addo was not messing up with this country.
That's right.
Whether or not in this country, when our monies were being used, our cathedral here to Amana. Abrana, your friend is saying, your friend said, Kolebua. Right now, you need people were dying.
That's right.
Was it not this country? Now people were stealing up and down. And your mind when another Kenyans are some chira but that time not sense of patriotism the mess that has gone on into this country.
They are patriotic when
Alaska,
they are in the position. When
COVID money came into this country, people were sharing it like Christmas. Your friends a biscuit. Then as a phone and some who now cost Okroma. Do you not have moral, your friends, courage to say we are patriotic? We are patriotic. That's nice, but the thing is, you cannot speak out of nothing. And some now cannot bring the evidence, bring the fact, and all of us may. If they're able to provide facts that these are these individuals, I will support you. I'll go all over the media space and support you because we all want this country to progress. But Alaska, if you don't have fact, you've been given the opportunity, come and bring your fact, put forward. Even some security agencies require a campus. When you want to so be sure more, media platforms now, put that the fact there. Tell people say because of A, B, C, D. But some now can just say. There are so quality baby no answer all kagum and I'm say media no so emotional your fans are so obsessed with sensationalism, you know. Everybody is driving and today ECG container obi enu o kan ho asem
exactly
enti nipa no motoye no obi enu o kan mo asem because na ye bisa say yam prosecute omo. When was the last time you saw within the media so obi kan ECG containers asem?
No.
And apart from that, you know, there are people within who are also part of it. Afenyo Markin ya or they are son minimum sa kwakwa do bi okoba yi. Alaska, he's part of this ring.
Exactly.
ECG ring, you know, he's part of it.
And since Onobe make it that admission on the floor of parliament, you know, or down on Kasebio.
Alaska, apart from him, the former your friends are running mate to Baumia,
Napo,
are part of this. So you see, the whole attempt is to kill this ECG when yes, I and some beba. So now let's front it with the cocaine issue.
We'll go back to it.
Alaska, there is, and I make us a media in serious. And from top to down, print, radio, wine, beer, cocaine. But when there is no cocaine issue.
But the one was Oko something like the iron issue.
Yes.
After time or start to show problem as you rightly say.
Yes.
Obisani say after
sorry. You see, because there are a lot of weak minds sitting in front of microphones. They do emotional journalism. And you know, oba na no mete say microphone me no radio bi so and I said then yeah, you can't use power to intimidate people. Now, some no can no government should provide. Nipa no he who is alleging, you know, he's supposed to provide it. Alaska.
Yenya instances I'm of a radio so and make similar comment. I'm a national security about the farm, so I'm no more on the
no, it is your same media, some of your media guys who are seeking to project government for evidence.
Who does that?
Asserted the record straight on our government or the fact number. If you have anything contrary, present the evidence and you prove him wrong. But beside some now another canon, nobody has been able to, but rather some now canon and I was subjected to inquiries there. Me sure assembly or anyway or can so because assembly now canon wasn't an event. I ever documented everything because at the time it was happening, it was just a normal understanding. Alaska that here next week. Okay, so I'm for pen paper. Now mention how we came in. Baby, I'm fire when I'm a because I'm say any event maybe kaya I'm not be able to walk you through that thing because it was just happening. Until when you are revisiting and you are retelling that story, there are part that will escape you because it wasn't an event that you attended. They catch as a party now. How the event went. It wasn't an event. It was something that was just happening. You understand? So I think there. We need to be very serious. Over the year because you see that has always been the old playbook of these guys. Alaska, let us sell the lie. The media will propagate. We will sell, and that will sit in the minds of Ghanaians. Isn't that what happened in 2016 in Asafo?
That's right.
And that's exactly I'm telling you, sir. Today they have no credibility. They know they are on the line. Ghanaians are asking government to prosecute them. Now they need to shift their attention. You understand? So now nobody is talking about prosecution. Nobody is talking about anything. Everybody is focused on cocaine, and they are calling you government to come and defend yourself so that you shift focus on what you're supposed to do. You understand? So I think that this old playbook, if you're not smart, you cannot see.
Right.
So you fall for this thing. This thing has been in the media for how long? Almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. And we are talking about it when nobody has been able to provide a single evidence or any link. And link these two bust to what this so-called suspicious planning as a forum. And for me, instead of government getting credit for this thing, for the cocaine arrest, first one, second one, and this money laundering we are air cost so sika ya printing okroman. Sika na ya printing no which means that in the recent administration, there were the people who were doing these things.
That's right.
Afenyo Markin, was he not in power? This Ntim Fordjour on Tekasa on social media or this answer way, was he not part of this country?
That's right.
And then they had the security, everything. So why would any serious-minded person waste his time on these guys, except the sensational media? Because say so I think that you see we need to credit ourselves. We see we are not just talking to a bunch of idiots somewhere, and my culture says Ghanaians are really enlightened. Also, that thing is not sinking. More try and fact, because if you want to say cocaine or evidence nebra na nearly 1 2 3 I'm for GD. Now let's get cocaine issues the anymore prison in about MP4 and then home and Alaska, but you see that kind of politics of equalization, it doesn't make sense.
That's right.
And until so we cannot build this country with this motive. Say me ni ho de ana yan say no, yan kan nsem gum. And I will pay nipa man aba kan. They say osofo ne akofa na obedi san nsem gum. And is that what oh man, we see that nonsense and na titi hai. And na titi hai nyame nipa na ye de hwan. Alaska, I think we need to get serious.
But I say, and I was Ivan, Boku